Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silver Wolves. Hopefully, you had a magnificent Thanksgiving. I'm actually recording this on Thanksgiving. And we have some decisions to make, as always, as we move into a new offseason. We were the best team in Major League history last year and couldn't get out of the ALCS. So we still have work to do if we're going to try to get better. Coaching wise, I don't think we can hire any of these people because Scott Austin is just like a huge jerk. So yeah, hopefully you make good decisions because I can't do anything about it. Um, all right. I noticed an owner goal, by the way. They want us to re-sign Mike Bennett to an extension. I think that's a pretty good decision. I just think he needs at least one full year of play before we're willing to give him that kind of cash. Um, we are going to offer qualifying offer Alejandro Rivera because I don't think he'll take it. Um, I need to make some decisions here. We'll do that here in a moment. I want to first make sure that I set up our player development, and then we can think about what we need to do to get even better. Development lab. Darren Heil is really fucking good. I think we have to make a spot for him this year. We'll keep working on play discipline just because it's important. Unless we get him to improve his defense. You know what? Work on your defense, my dude. Work on that, please. I beg of you. Andy Gillen's work on plate discipline. Hilberto, go and work on plate discipline. Work on, you guessed it, plate discipline. It's never the wrong answer. It's never the wrong answer. Steve Pratt work on plate discipline. Now, Steve Pratt might have a very important role to play this season. I need to give it some thought. And then let's look to see if there's any, like... Yeah, Billy Pickering could use some help. Bilford Pickering, go ahead and work on your control. Alright, that's all done. One moment. Alright. So these are the easy decisions. Now to start making some of the hard ones, let's take stock of our roster. I like Juan Salazar just fine. I think he has reached his peak with us as a starting player. It's Darren Heil's team. Darren Heil is too fucking good to not play every day. And yeah, I think he's just our next big thing. We had to call him up. Now the question becomes, where does Salazar play, if anywhere? I think he makes a perfectly excellent utility guy, but it may be something we want to think about moving on from him at some point, potentially. Outfield, we've got a lot of depth, which is really nice. We don't have a lot of help coming except for one important position. I don't think we can keep Eric Confuso. I don't. I know he has been a fantastic player, but he's just too damn expensive. I mean, if you look at his salary arbitration offer, he's wanting $15 million. I don't think that makes sense. I genuinely don't think that makes very much sense. Let's go and offer other offers though. Juan Mendoza, you can definitely have an extension. I'm not going to guarantee you any particular role, but I will guarantee you your 1 year salary. We'll figure out what role you have as the season progresses. Phil Savage had a really good year, and he's consistently been a pretty solid reliever. I think an extension for him also makes sense. Again, not guarantee you a role, but there's a decent chance you'll have a shot to take closer reps, since we're not going to keep Nate Quinn. He's just not worth it. There you go. This is with two decisions to make. Juan Salazar and Eric Infuso. Juan Salazar is a really good player. However, mm, mm, I feel like giving him a new deal is reasonable for 1 year only. So let's do that. Let's no, he wants a long-term contract. He's not going to get one. To be perfectly blunt with you, Darren Heil is better than he is at everything but defense. I'm not giving you a no trade clause. Don't be fucking stupid. Yeah, you're not getting a no trade clause. Don't be stupid. I just think we have to trade Enfuso. I think that's mandatory. He's too expensive, and while he's been excellent for us, and I mean top tier excellent, I just don't think he's a good risk to keep performing well as he gets older. And I have two reasonable replacements in both Steve Pratt and Jeff Schmo. I think we got to move on from Enfuso. The fans may not like it, but the fans can shut the fuck up about it. I just think it's the right decision. I just think it's the right call. Steve Pratt is not the offensive threat. I get it, but he is actually better defensively than Enfuso is. Um, there's a time when Josh was actually supposed to be a pretty damn good pitcher. That day has apparently already disappeared, so let's go ahead and designate him for assignment. Some people are going to be leaving, so that's fine. I think Nate Quinn wanted to come back. I'll always consider it, depending on how much money he wants. He wants a raise? No. Uh-uh. Interesting. A world where Domingo Valderrama makes $2 million to be a reliever is actually one I fully support. Let's do it. That is a reasonable free agent deal. I'm fine with that. Dusty Hackett, I feel like we keep keeping him just for defense. I've got to be able to do at least that well with other people, so no. I'm gonna try to trade Eric Confuso for a prospect package. He's a bona fide top tier player. Um, I'm hopeful that somebody is willing to give me. I'd love 2 greens. Really? Really? 3 yellows is the best we can do. And they all suck. Yeah, I think we just go for one player. Um, really? This guy has that little value now. Alberto Esteo. He's fine, but he's not enough by himself. I do like Jesus Herrera. If I can get Herrera and another prospect or two, I will pull the trigger. Then again, a genuinely good starting caliber pitcher is not something you can ever have too much of. Blevins is actually a pretty decent choice. Ishmael Mayado is a pretty good hitter. He's got some decent defensive chops. I could see that working. Eric Rothrock has a chance to be a really, really powerful hitter. There's a lot of good choices here. Okay, let's narrow it down. Rothrock's elite power, which he's already started showing off in the minor leagues, is really good. And he's got enough plate discipline that he should do okay. I want to see this get better. I don't mind the strikeouts, but if he can hit for 300, I'm happy with that. I think he's got a lot of potential. I don't need Jesus Avina. That's one possibility. Herrera's also good. But he's very similar to Rothrock, except he has the low financial ambition and he's humble, which might be good for the team's chemistry. I'm not sure. Where'd that pitcher go? I didn't even see Mike Grigo. Mike Grigo is pretty damn good. He is pretty damn good with a lot of upside to him. He might actually be the early winner now. I guess that maybe they consider throwing in a Tommy Hill. Yeah, I think we go for Grigo. He's so well rounded. He's so good at everything except adaptability that I think he would be a very fun addition to our club. Let's do it. If I can get another prospect, amazing, but it's not going to happen. Like, you're not going to give me a top tier prospect, nor should you. Daniel Roca is someone I'd be very interested in. I will offer this deal, and then I will advance time and see how that goes for you. Almost. You're not asking for a lot, actually, are you? I'll give you Carrillo. I don't mind. Could I get one more player? Can I get greedy? A guy like Jeff Gray would be a really nice addition to this roster. Uh, yeah, let's see if that works for you. I'm already giving you. Oh no, I guess I'm not giving you that, am I? Yeah, you want fucking Quadir Blyden? You can have him. I think this is a really good deal. I think it's a really good deal. I think Grigo's got a chance to be a star. Roca's got a chance to be a star. And Jeff Gray is just a really good all around first baseman that can just hang out. Ernesto Claro is actually really good too. Submit offer. Really? You just keep asking for more stuff? Yeah, at this point, it's not worth it. I'll drop Claro and I'll just take this trade. Done. I'm sorry the fans are sad about losing Anfusa. It was the right decision. 1,000%. $15 million for him was just not a smart expenditure of our limited resources. Mike Rigo has a chance to be really, really damn good. This was a home run deal in a lot of ways. Yeah, that felt good. Anybody else that want to consider trading? Not at the moment. I do think Salazar is going to be traded sooner rather than later, but not yet. Especially when Darren Heil hasn't even played in the major leagues yet. And the fans love them some Mendoza. You know what? I'm not worried about it because if we take a look at our fan loyal interest, it's pretty damn high. Let me step this up a bit. Oh, I guess we could do even higher, couldn't we? There you go. Yeah, that's the right decision. It still gives me a good bit of money for us to add in a couple of one-year players if we wanted. Which positions is a great question, and I don't have an answer to that one. Roka makes the roster, and I think Rody Bombers is going to make it too. Again, I'm not saying he's going to make the Major League roster, but, you know. Cushingberry is a really good defensive catcher. I think he would make a fine partner for, what's his face? For Mike Bennett. And I will send you to the minors. We left my fucking ass off. Eric Confuso won MVP and I traded him. But that's alright. A Silver Slugger for Alejandro Rivera. Okay. We're making some pretty significant changes this season. They're just mostly players that are already on the roster, so. Guys, if I'm not involved, don't fucking bother me, okay? I mean, Fuso's not going to win MVP, but it would have been funny if he did right after I traded him. Scott Austin got Manager of the Year. I mean, you had the best year in baseball history. Just maybe if you hadn't fucked up so much, we would have done better. Oh my god, I don't care. I am not the person making these offers. Stop annoying me. Can you just not? Alright, great. Amazing. I'm worried about how much power Scott Austin has. We might have to do something about him. Alright, how bad a job did you do with our coaches? You did pretty good, I guess. I guess. As I expected, Rivera's going to want to cash in, and I got a draft pick out of it. Completely happy with that. And I'm sure he's going to get paid too, for sure. All right, what do we need right now? First base is relatively set. Relatively. Second base is going to be Heil. Center field's probably going to be Pratt or Schmo. I feel we've got really good players at most positions. I don't know that there's an obvious weakness or something I want to target in free agency. Bullpen help is always welcome. We've actually got a really strong bullpen. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't really know what we'd want to focus on. Cushingberry is going to make the roster as the backup catcher. Um, I don't know, bros. I do not know. Yeah, we can look. Is there anything in particular I would want? I wouldn't say no to one more starter, but I mean our team is already ridiculously good. Like I don't see that we have an obvious weakness. I mean, I guess a better first baseman would be nice. But we're stuck with him for a few more seasons, so we can ask. But unless somebody is like an amazing value, Vandergreen is a really good pitcher. Like he's really, really good. Mr. Vandergreen, I would like to request a 3-year contract with 2 team options. And if you accept this deal, then I will add you to my club. And if you suck, then well, you didn't cost me very much. That is the kind of free agent deal I'm happy to make. BJ Cooper's decent. He's just not good enough, in my opinion. Yeah, I just don't really see anybody here that I'm leaping out to say, oh my god, what if we brought this person into the team? It's Chris Thomason still looking for a job. I mean, I will offer you a minor league contract without hesitation. Where did Nate Quinn go? Did Nate Quinn just take like a giant shit? We could bring back Andy Giacoletto if we wanted. He'd never make the team though, is the thing. Okay, where the fuck did Nate Quinn go? Bring Chris Perry back on a minor league deal. I'm fine with that. There's a small party that wants to bring back Andy Giacoletto. There is a genuine small part of me that's like, what if we brought him back? The thing is, he can only play first base at this point. He can only play first base, and he's not a particularly good one. Like, it would basically be like if I could offer him like a 1-day contract, have him retire as a Charlotte Silverwolf, I'd be all about that. Our first homegrown superstar, but I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna sign him unless he's willing to take a minor league deal. So let's see here. This is fine. I will do this. Getting him back in the fold for a relatively small amount of money, I think, is worthwhile. Okay, is Nate Quinn just like the fucking worst now? No, he's still reasonably good. He just wants a lot of money. Okay. I must have a filter on. I don't have a filter on. I wonder why Nate Quinn doesn't show up here. Oh, there he is. Yeah. That's too much money, bro. That's way too much money. I think I'm fine, honestly. I mean, I guess we could offer Dusty Hackett another minor league deal if he wants it. The thing is, like, I don't see the point. There's just not going to be a big creation here. We just don't have much need for it. Like, we get who we get. This team is really, really good, and I don't really feel the need to get too stupid about any one player. Damn it, Darren Heil, you fucking loser. I need you to be, like, mega legendary. That is what I require of you, Darren Heil, and you have disappointed me. Alfredo Caballero, work on your plate discipline, please. I mean, I'll continue to vote for Gunnar Henderson. I'm not even going to hesitate about that. Jackson Chorio definitely deserves it. Bobby Witt Jr., obviously. James Wood, obviously. Jordan Walker, I will vote for. Trey Turner, I'm gonna vote for, even though I think it's a waste of time. I just don't think he's gonna make it. Fernando Tatis Jr., Sammy Davis Jr. I will vote for Colson Montgomery. I will vote for Wyatt Langford and Shane McClanahan, even though I don't think it's gonna matter. How did Xavier Isaac? Oh, because he has over 500 homers. That makes sense, I guess. I'm just filling out the ballot at this point. There's not really anybody I feel passionately about other than, yeah, I guess there's not really anybody. And let's have a really big trophy case that I'm neglecting. Not really. I mean, there's Vapor Lock Salinas. You know what? Just for fun, I'll vote for Abner Uribe. Remember when we had him for those two really great seasons? That was pretty exciting. There you go. Ballot done. You know what? Fine. I don't think you're any good, but maybe you are. All right. So we did get the one guy I wanted, which is Vander Green. Yeah. Now I will say we don't have any really top tier relievers quite yet, but either Juan Carmona or Jexua Ivanic could definitely be those guys. 100%. Wonder if somebody signed Nate Quinn or Rivera yet. I know no one signed Rivera yet because they haven't gotten. Oh, nice. We did get some contracts. Very nice. Rule 5 draft. I think everyone I wanted to keep is already being kept. I think we're gonna lose some people, but the problem is that I'm at my roster limit. So, and I've lost Bobby Montgomery and Danny Ego. Ego, cray cray. What else we got here? I like you quite a lot. I just don't think I can justify keeping a second first baseman. I think I just go ahead and auto draft. I just don't think there's anybody I'm willing to. I don't have a roster spot for him, so. I'm getting a second round pick. How much money did he end up getting? He ended up getting a lot less than I thought he would. That's interesting. That is really interesting that he took that much less money. But hey, that's fine, bro. I'm happy for you. I hope you enjoy your time with the Cubs. It's like $12 million for Quinn. That's silliness. It's absolute silliness. I would love for Sergio Zapata to come by and just have one more mega season. That'd make me so happy. Like, I don't even care what's another MVP. I just want to be right about that level, you know? Yes, that's actually the one I wanted. I know this isn't going to be a terribly thrilling episode, but I mean, I genuinely don't know who is like, oh my god, we need this player desperately. Chris Thomason signed with somebody. Nice. Nobody made it. That's completely nuts. People are getting stingy, yo. They're getting real stingy. Okay. Albert Mendoza. He's expensive, but otherwise looks like a pretty good choice. I'm concerned about Rivera. In a way, I'm not concerned about Mendoza because his contact potential is so low. Villalobos has issues. The thing is, they all have issues, but at least Mendoza here has really good work ethic. I think that makes him pretty useful for me. What if I just offered you 4750? I can literally not offer you more. I mean, the thing is, they can just offer you more. Like, I understand that's what I'm competing with, which is whatever. I guess Jesus Rivera is at least really has like really good makeup, and he's cheap. Let's go for him. It feels like such it feels like such a cop out, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit sneaky and just offer him a little bit less money. Otherwise, let's offer him up to the cap. Did you in fact get what you were looking for? Yeah, you did. I offered you the same amount of money, bro. Man, whatever, dude. What the fuck ever, man. Yeah, I'll give you the cap. I feel like this team is really good, but I also think there's a lot of uncertainty here. Um, and I don't know how things are going to turn out just yet. We did get Rivera, which I expected. Some people get a little bit better, some people get a little bit worse. Nothing too wild yet. I feel like spring training is going to be really important this year because Look, we've got Darren Heil competing for um, not just the second base job, but possibly the second base job for the next 10 years at a minimum. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, Gillens, Sullivan, Galindo, Gray, Villafane, Giacoletto, O'Connell, Fournier, McMillan. I do want another catcher, but I don't think it's him. It might be him. We can toss him in there. I feel like Tommy Einberger and Zach Kish have both earned a shot in spring training. And then we'll add in Josh Summer, Chris Wiggins, and Lonzo Montoya. We'll go for those guys. I mean, based off a full spring training roster, I see no reason to give anyone else a spot. And then we're just going to go ahead and zippity doo dah down towards opening day. Great job, Hilberto. Great job, you fucker. Damn. That was a bad training session this year. Not great. Not great. Like, the only real position battle is at center field, in my opinion. Like, I think all the other positions are relatively well locked up. I mean, Casey Cho can stop tearing his fucking labrum every year. That would be amazing if he could stop doing that. I swear to God, I just signed this guy to a new deal, and he just keeps being made out of glass. This actually creates an interesting dilemma. Um, and I will very quickly check to see if there's an interesting starting pitcher still left on the free agent market. There really isn't. They all kind of suck, so I think we'll just stay within and see if we can make anything happen there. But yeah, Casey Choke becoming made out of glass is not something I was hoping for. Um, because ironically, the one position we don't have as much depth at is starting pitcher, although we do have some good candidates. I don't think we're completely bound without Casey Choke, but I don't like this injury tendency he's developing, especially when I've got so much invested in him. McMillan, you can just go back to the minors at this point. I'm not going to fuck around with you. I got better things to spend my life with. All right. Okay, that is unfortunate. I don't love the idea of losing Sergio Zapata for the first 5 weeks. Hmm. Hmm. I have a lot of outfielders. I have so many outfielders. I don't even know who would actually start the season though. I definitely think Mike Grigo is going back to the minor leagues. I'd like him to get more experience at AAA before I call him up for a full season. Um, I just think it is the right decision, you know? All right. Spring training is done. Let's start narrowing down some people here. I have 21 pitchers. Let's get that number down to 13. All right, if you're yellow, you're gone. Gone, 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 and gone, leaving us with how many? 13? That's perfect. Actually, I'd rather have 12. I'd rather have 12. Um, it could ironically actually be Valderrama that I sent to the minors. I think I do. Oh, you have the ability to refuse that. Mm. So let's send down Phil Sullivan. I still want him to keep working. Um, unless there's someone else that's like obviously out of their depth. Not really. I'd be like sending down Daniel Roca just to keep Phil Sullivan is a bit short sighted. I will send down Phil Sullivan, but he will definitely be first man up if anything happens for sure. I have a comically huge number of catching options here. You go to the minors. You go to the minors. It comes down to Kimmins and Cushingberry. And Kimmins is the better defender right now. It is also 29. I think Cushingberry goes back to the minors. All right. Giacoletto to the minors. Or the other guy I just sent down to the minors. Giacoletto to the minors. Who the fuck even is Jesus Contreras? Yeah, bro, I'm gonna trade you. I have zero reason to keep you around. If I can get a decent prospect for you, I will trade you. I apparently cannot get decent prospects. I'm just gonna non-tender you. Luera still has upside. Please don't turn him into a first baseman for no reason. I mean, whatever, I guess. But all right, Molina to the minors. Cuevas to the minors. Bomers to the minors. Patio, just fuck all the way off. Einberger to the minors. Galindo to the minors. Stuff to the minors. Kitsch to the minors. Grigo to the minors. I heard he shot first. Um. Um. I feel like Burkett is a decent play at center field. I think he's got a decent chance to win the competition. So I think Gillens is the last one off. And then this is going to be our starting outfield to begin the season. I need to get rid of two more players here. I'm going to send down Shumo. I really think he needs a chance to play every day. Then again, he was pretty damn good for us last year. Maybe send out another outfielder. Okay, Ted Salvato has nothing to offer. What if I traded him for an interesting player of some taste or variety? You know what? A starting pitcher with this level of upside is 1,000% worth it. Can I get Kevin Chaney too? I can. Nice. And let's say David Acevedo. Okay. Hey, the people really don't want Ted Salvado. If they really want Ted Salvado that badly, then I'm here for it. Alright, one more infielder's gotta go. And I think it's pretty clear that it's Bouger. For now. No, that's stupid. Keep Bouger. Let's trade Luera. I really don't want to lose him. And I have a feeling that if I non-tender him, we will lose him. But I will feel bad about it. I mean, unless we get really stupid and just trade Chuko instead. Like, Luera and Chuko have very little difference besides the fact that Luera's only skill is not striking out. Yeah, I think we trade him. We're getting some offers here. I was trying to see if we get lucky and get any greens or just getting oranges and yellows. I mean, Josh Scott doesn't really fill me with joy. Um, I like Juan Salinas. Let's see if we can get Salinas and Riggs. That would be pretty decent. Can I have Salinas too, please? Can I get greedy? Am I permitted a taste of greed here? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is, yeah. How good is Armstrong Sanan? He's actually really good. But he's also a terrible outfielder, and they would never trade him anyway, so, you know. I do like Deshaun Pascal. Plus, the nickname is Putt Putt, which is pretty great, but I'm pretty sure you're just going to tell me no. Yeah, and I'm not willing to trade anything meaningful for him. I'm just not. What if I could get Joe Madoy? Let's try it. A bit more? How much more is a bit more? Too much. We'll just make this trade done. Alright. So we've got the opening day roster is all set. Set Jeff Schmo as a left fielder. I think that helps show our depth a little bit better. Yeah. Now, so who's going to be our starting center fielder? Pratt or Burkett? They each have different skills. Pratt is by far the better center fielder. By far. He's got lots of speed and good contact and a little bit of power upside. Burkett is really good and he's a little more well rounded, but I think Pratt is obviously the better choice. And I don't think it's a terribly difficult decision either. Um, just like Darren Heil starting at second base. Like, there's no way he's not. There's just no way. I just hope the AI doesn't decide, oh, Salazar is such an amazing defender. Let's bench Arriola. Thinking Arriola's not a bad defender either. I think Salazar is just like the super sub to end all super subs. Which I'm perfectly fine with. Low key. I'm perfectly fine with that. Excuse me. I am a little annoyed with how powerful Scott Austin is becoming to the point where he just like does all this shit for me. But I can't exactly fire the guy after he just had the best season in the history of Major League Baseball. So, you know. Oh, to bet Darren Howell no longer counts as a prospect. Mm. Yeah, he's pretty much a finished product at this point. He's not entirely finished, but he is really damn good. So I accept that. All right, so here's your opening day roster. How are we setting it up? Fuck you. We're not playing Salazar over Heil. That's ridiculous. Okay, good. Yeah, under no circumstances would anyone with his raw offensive talent not be playing every single day. Just stop with that noise. Um, I like getting Shumo a lot of reps at first base and left field. I think that just makes a more valuable player. So who's starting that wasn't starting last year? Heil is obviously one obvious one, and so is Steve Pratt. Mike Bennett is starting as well after his last year being a backup. Um, so there's a lot riding on the shoulders of three young players in Pratt, Bennett, and especially Heil. We need couples to be healthy. You're a really important part of this team. You have to be healthy for us to be the best version of ourselves. Sergio Silva is also getting a chance to start in the major leagues. Although, look, it's because of Zapata. If Zapata was healthy, one of the two of you would not be starting. But rotation is basically last year's, up to the fact where Casey Choate also missed the beginning of last season. I don't think Gabe Vegas started last. No, he did do a few starts last season. Okay. Bullpen has been slightly remade, and Vandergreen and Daniel Roca, neither of whom were on the team last year. Um, but this is still a really damn good team. Really, really good. And, knock on wood, I don't think we've ever had a deeper team than this one. I know the game doesn't like Chuko, and I understand that. He's definitely a very interesting type of player, and I probably overpaid for him. But at least for now, I'm willing to let him start at first base. If Shumo takes off and wants to play first base every day, we can give him that opportunity. But yeah, this should be a really good team. I'm really excited to see how Darren Heil turns out. I think he's got the chance to be the next ultra star on this team, like the next, gosh, Giacoletto, the next Zapata. He's just that good offensively. Um, yeah, he's the offensive superstar we've been looking for since Giacoletto left the team. That's how strongly I feel about Darren Heil's offensive potential. Um, yeah, and in the sixth round, no less, the sixth motherfucking round, his signing was $700,000. Yeah, I do question Gavarette having such a big role as the cleanup guy, but I think there's so many young players on this lineup. We just need people to find a role that fits for them. And I think as soon as Zapata comes back, he takes back over the 3 spot, and Heil moves down to 4th. And that I think gives us the best version of this lineup. I truly believe that. Yeah, let's get after it, guys. This upcoming season is gonna be an expensive one. We got a lot of good players that are looking for arbitration raises. So we will see how that works out for us. Is Ernie Jarvis a Hall of Famer? I don't know the answer to that question. I think in a sane world he would be, but my problem is the AI is not great at judging starting pitching performances, especially for a guy who's never won a Cy Young. I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. I truly believe he's a borderline Hall of Famer. But I also think it's going to depend a lot on these next couple of seasons. Um, I mean, I think we already know my feelings about Zapata. I think he's a Hall of Famer right now. If Sergio Zapata never picks up a bat in anger ever again, he's a Hall of Famer. I'd love for him to break the 500 home run mark. I think the last gettable milestone for him. If he can recover and start being healthy again, he's also got a chance to maybe get close to 3,000 hits. But we're talking, let's see, it's another 744 hits. That's 5 seasons of top tier production. I don't think he has that many left. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. I definitely think the 500 home runs is very reasonable, though. Even if he's only hitting, 20 to 25 home runs a season, that's 3 seasons. So, yeah. The AI really wants you to re-sign Mike Bennett to a long contract. Am I going to do that yet? I don't think I am. I just need to see what he does with his starting season. If he starts the way that I think he will, we will sign Mike Bennett to a new contract. Well, I guess we can at least ask him, right? I guess it doesn't cost anything to ask him what he wants for his deal here. Oh, let's just randomly pick 10 years and see long-term demand. I think that's too many years. What if we did 7 years with 2 team options? You know what? This is reasonable. I will do this. It'll make the owner happy. I'll be happy. It'll give me cost certainty. The other one I'd like to sign to a longer contract is Ariola. Like, his downside is an on-base machine. And I think he's got enough skills that he's a little bit better than that. But I'm not giving him an 11-year contract. That would be fucking stupid. You know, he's just starting arbitration. We'll go through arbitration for a couple of years with him. I think that's reasonable. Salazar is gone. If he's wanting that much money a year, I'm not going to keep him. Having an ultra mega sub is lovely, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I have 4 captains right now. I don't really desperately need Juan Salazar for that. I think first base is a big upgrade that could be coming. Especially if I could trade Shuko to somebody. I'm going to casually put Chuko on the block and see what kind of offers we get during the season. I just want to see if anybody is going to be like, Chuko is a former Rookie of the Year and All-Star. We want to grab him. And we'll see what happens there. Plus, he's selfish. That might actually help the team out. I don't know. My friends, this is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed. I know it hasn't been the most thrilling episode in terms of making big moves, but this is us investing heavily in the farm system paying off. Darren Heil, 6th round draft pick. Steve Pratt, 1st round draft pick. Sergio Silva, trade. Like, I think let's take another look at this. I always like the default view and seeing how we got all of our players. So Mike Bennett was an 11th round draft pick. No, he wasn't. Why are you saying 11th? Oh, that's when we that's when we added him. Yeah, here you go. Darren Heil, 6th round. Juan Salazar, 2nd round. 7th round for Bougere, 2nd round for Couples. 17th round for Jeff Schumo. 5th for Burkett. Like, we have done a great job of drafting for offensive talent. Really, really good. Pitching-wise, look at all these draft picks. Jarvis, Pickren, Vega, Boardman, Ivanich, and Mendoza. Not even counting Casey Cho, who's also a draft pick and is injured, or Zapata, who was international free agent. So, yeah. It should be a great season. There's obviously lots of things that could go wrong, and if they do go wrong, then we will adjust to that, but I think Heil's going to be so good. Are we shortlisting him already? I want him to be on all the shortlists. I think his only issue might be, I mean, he's not an amazing second baseman, but I think he's good enough. I think his major issue might be people just pitch to Gaviret over him. So maybe Gaviret has a mega huge year. But I do think that might be what happens with this lineup. I hope it doesn't. And I think we've got enough great hitters up and down the lineup that they're not going to be able to pick and choose who they face. But I think it is a concern. It is a concern that people are just going to pitch around Heil the entire time until Zapata gets back. I would like Zapata to start getting a little bit more time off. So I think depth in the outfield is going to be important for us over the next few seasons. I know he's a great hitter. He's a fantastic hitter. But I also know that he's aging. He's already 34, and I'd like for him to play, say, 400 really meaningful at bats over missing half the season or playing 600 less meaningful at bats. That's just my take on it. Rogers the second best starting pitcher in the entire league. I wonder who number one is. Well, it's saying my rotation second best in the league. Got it. That's fair. And I have the best bullpen and some mediocre closers, but I feel good. I feel damn good. And I'm hopeful for a great season and hopefully a return to World Series glory. But not to alarm you, we have made the postseason now for 12 consecutive seasons and won 2 World Series, although admittedly those are back quite a ways. Does Zapata have a ring? I feel like he does. I feel like Zapata has 2 rings. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, he got World Series in 32 and 33. So let's give him a third ring though. Let's win another one for Zapata. Yeah. We have an embarrassment of riches at outfield right now, and I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy with so much depth in the outfield that just keeps getting better. Yeah. We've done really well with drafting, despite constantly picking in the lower half of the draft. So okay, friends, thank you very much for watching. As always, I appreciate your viewership. Feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or you'd like to make any comments. And until next time, this has been UpGuardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.